you that of all the candidates, well, let me first of all back up a little bit. The letter elicits support for Huckabee as a conservative who has a chance of winning. The letter claims, and here's what struck me, the letter claims that a moderate Republican cannot win the White House. Now I have a question. If a moderate Republican cannot win the White House, how in the world did Iowa Bushes get elected?
Yeah, good question.
As to this endorsement, I have a lot more in common with Mike Huckabee than I do with perhaps the other candidate. We both graduated from large evangelical seminaries in Texas. We both have been pastors. You know, it would save me a lot of trouble if I could simply join his team. But I cannot. And I'm preaching to the choir in some of these programs. Let's just report. Governor Huckabee did nothing to decrease taxes overall in Arkansas, while actually planning to lower taxes under his watch. The tax burden for Arkansas citizens increased almost 50%. His record shows that he has been worse on immigration policy than almost any other Republican candidate. And he's regarded as a liberal by his own party in Arkansas. Not conservative, no matter how you slice it. But more to the point, this letter from the homeschool pact, the chance, the vote not to lose mantra, with the fear-mongering cry, we can't let Hillary win. I wonder if principled voters are really casting their ballots just to keep Mrs. Clinton from returning to Pennsylvania Avenue. I don't believe so. I believe that principled voters vote on principle. Ron Paul supporters don't have to play a game of keep away from the White House the wrong person. We support the right man for the job. After careful research on the positions, records, and electability of the nationally ranked Republican presidential candidates, pro-life leaders from across the nation gathered to endorse the candidate for president of the United States. That sentence was issued on November 13th by the National Right to Life Committee. The organization is self-described as the nation's largest pro-life organization. Of course, the NRLC has been more involved lately with issues like campaign finance reform. The group has supported questionable bills such as the Unborn Victims of Violence Act, which by virtue of its passage devalues the victims of abortion and also criminalizes drivers involved in accidents when an unborn child is harmed. When South Dakota had all the things in place to pass a ban on abortion, the National Right to Life Committee joined with pro-abortion groups to scuttle the legislation. Apparently the timing wasn't right. I no longer trust their reports or support their proposals. Yet it did come to me as somewhat of a surprise that with consistently pro-life candidates in the field, the NRLC used the given process, position, record, and electability to endorse Fred Thompson. More about it in a minute. But to be fair, let's put the three qualifiers for endorsement in the right order, which for the National Right to Life Committee seems to be electability, record, and position. Is Fred Thompson pro-life? Not even by the National Right to Life Committee standards. So why did this largest of all pro-life organizations endorse him? Because in their view, he has a better chance of beating the other side. It all comes down to electability. The NRLC is, in my mind, playing not to lose. And they've chosen a team captain who in April may not even be on the field of play. Or at least if he is, he'll be hugging the sideline, sitting on the bench hoping to be vice captain. The only candidate who will do anything to stop abortion is Ron Paul. can win is running. And after winning, they actually do the right thing. The game plan of voting not to lose has attracted many adherents. There must be a coach's clinic somewhere on the strategy that I missed. But let me give you another all-star from the Not to Lose League. And the shock of this strategy actually caused King John McCain to become speechless. Reverend Pat Robertson has endorsed Rudy Giuliani for president. That's totally contradictory to where Reverend Robertson has stood in the past. And perhaps he's the biggest loser of all. Earlier this month, Manchester Union Leader endorsed John McCain. I think
He's retired.
a paper in Boston just the Globe or something. Anyway, some paper in Boston. Here's what they said: we don't agree with him on every issue. Wow. We disagree with him strongly on campaign finance reform. What is most compelling about McCain, however, is that his record, his character, and his courage show him to be the most trustworthy of all those seeking the nomination. Simply put, McCain can be trusted to make informed decisions based on the best interests of his country, come hell or high water. Now, this seems to be totally amazing. What are the editors thinking if it is not voting not to lose?
Crack smoking.
We don't agree with him on campaign finance reform, as if that was some minor side issue. How can a man who through campaign finance reform endorse taking away the rights of free speech still be considered the most